us by coming on and spending a few minutes with us. Sean, my brother, what's going on?
All good, man. How are you?
We are in NFL, I don't know if you call it purgatory. We're stressed out. The Niners, massive win. They dominate the Miami Dolphins, but they lose Jimmy Garoppolo. And from the moment that happened, I've been looking forward to talking to you, as I said before the break, a guy who played quarterback, a guy who coaches quarterbacks. I don't know that you've done a ton of scouting on Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, but my simple question is this. For all intents and purposes, Sean, realistically, did the 49ers Super Bowl chances die with Jimmy Garoppolo's injury Sunday?
Oh, no, they took a step back. I mean, that's just a realistic part of it, but I don't think they died at all because we don't know now. I've watched a lot of Brock Purdy in college, and I got a little extra insight because the guy who's been his quarterback trainer in Arizona for years is a very dear friend of mine, and he's worked with him for a long time. So I trust his vision of what he sees when he's on the field working with him. Listen, of course, it's like, oh my gosh, you're on your third string quarterback, but this is how we find out if a guy can play. And I know it sounds so simplistic, but I hate the cliche next man up, but that's what this is. There's nobody out there you're going to go get, not Baker Mayfield's going to come in a week and start and take over a guy who played damn well last week coming off the bench. It's different now when you are the starter because they prepare for you different, and you prepare different when it comes to your mindset from coming out like a bullpen pitcher and a starting pitcher. And so, listen, we'll have 2 or 3 weeks or less where Brock Purdy is with the offense and their expansion of it, or if they're going to calm it down. Listen, the experience is the biggest issue. Brock Purdy can throw the football. He was a Big 12 first-team quarterback, I think 2 years at Iowa State. The guy's very bright and knows how to do it, and here's an opportunity. Now we got to find out what he does with it. So, yeah, step back. But here's what I would do, fellas, real quick. If I was Kyle Shanahan or if I was the quarterback coach in that room, I would please, I'm begging him not to go in with we do too much, no, don't do this, don't do that, instead of, here's what we're going to do because we trust you. I don't want to, I never wanted a coach to come and say, just don't lose it for us. Just make sure you manage it. You don't have to. I would go into the room and say, dude, you're on payroll. You did a hell of a job last week. You're on this team for a reason. We're not changing squat. They were going to start a guy who'd only started a couple games this year, and they gave up a bunch of first-round picks for without much experience. And then they got the experienced Jimmy. Now you're on the third one. So why would I change anything? If you believe he can grasp it and process it with all the things they do in their weapons, trust him. Tell him that we believe in you. We expect you to, when the throw's there, to make it. If you put your foot in the ground and you like the bang post, let it rip. Otherwise, you don't have to be a hero is the only thing I tell him. Just do what you do. But we're not backing off and being aggressive. We're not playing not to lose, that we're going to win games, because at some point, Brock Purdy's going to have to make a great throw against a great quarterback or 3 or 4 that can score on your defense. So I'm going in with we're not stopping down because our third quarterback's there. We're going to raise the stakes, and everybody's going to have to raise their game. But until we see what Brock Purdy can't be, I'm going to trust what he can be. Not dead at all. Now we got their chances. Now we got to see how a young guy handles all the duress that comes with being a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that as we're talking with Sean Salisbury. All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. So, Sean, that you mentioned, obviously, Tampa is the next opponent. They've got a week now to prepare for him. Getting thrown into the fire, there's really no time for nerves, and I thought Purdy handled that beautifully. Now, how does a player, you think, handle the gravity of becoming the starter when you're the backup? You don't expect it. You have to be ready, but it's also the gravity of the situation that he is on a Super Bowl caliber team. What do you think his mental hurdles he's going to have to overcome as being the starter?
I can assure you he's going to have the love of the team and the support of the players. You saw their energy around him, and he's going to need it. He's going to need the offensive line to elevate even more, the defense to get a short field. But I think we're also to the point where why would I not trust he can throw a curl flat route and make a decision? It's just going to, listen, when you're the starter, how you prepare. And the reason I can talk about it, I know what being a backup is, and then, Sean, you're now the starter, and we got big games. Got to get us to the playoffs, which happened a couple times when a guy got hurt and had to be me. And so while you prepare like you're the starter every week, your mindset's different because you know, and you don't get any reps. So you got to study extra tape to understand. If you do get a rep as a backup, it's a few. You're throwing scout team. And you got to really, really dial into being able to be good without having reps. And he did a great job. Listen, I know a quarterback in this who played in the league a long time ago, was a high draft pick he was a third string guy. Both of them, he told me, Sean, I didn't expect I was going to play. And he was a high draft pick. And early into the season, a third into it, he was a starting quarterback. And I was miserable the first 2 or 3 weeks because I did not study, because I didn't expect that I had 2 veterans. Well, it's obvious that, and then he became a really good player, and he's a smart guy. So it's obvious Brock prepared for this. Now, the mindset is, that they don't have a lot of tape on him, but you can expect them to give multiple looks, a lot of zone, show blitz and back out, show zone and then blitz, to see where his mindset is. So he's got to go in, watch tape. But I wouldn't make, if he's been preparing, now he's going to get more reps, which is a good thing. But don't go in with, I got to be like Jimmy, I got to be a hero. No. Make the throws when they're there, take the shots when they're there, and be smart with the football, knowing we got a good defense. But I would encourage him to be aggressive when necessary. Just be wise. And the preparation is no different, other than now from start to finish and the rest of the season. It's your team. Act like it, and then go play like it. And you got to trust that he will. He'll have some games or some throws where you're like, damn, he's young, but that's okay. I'm not worried about the throw. I'm worried about the next one and how he overcomes it. But having success will change confidence and swagger. He's on a team that's loaded with weapons, and they'll be fine. But he should expect Todd Bowles to give him every ounce of look he can ever expect. And if he's mentally ready for it, the rest will take care of itself. I'm always mental first, physical second.
I got 1 minute left, Sean, because it always flies with you. But I got to ask you, you talked about film. Which should Niner fans focus on more? Other teams don't have a lot of film on Purdy, and Shanahan and Purdy have some secrets in their pocket, or, oh my God, other teams don't have film on Purdy. As soon as they get it, it's probably all downhill from there. Which way is more in your mind?
I'm a glass half full thinker.
Okay.
It's like my kids with trust. When I'm raising my kids, I don't need to look in my kid's drawer and wonder what's going on if they've given me no reason to do it, and they never did. With Brock Purdy, until he proves to me that he can't play and he can't handle what we're doing, then I'll scale back. But right now, as long as he proves to me he can do it, I'm glass half full. Be grateful that he gets to go in, and even when they get film on him, trust that he'll adjust as well, and we'll see how it works.
He's the best in the business. Sean Salisbury, each and every Tuesday at 8:13. Sean, have a great week, my man. Looking forward to this home stretch for the NFL with you.
Yeah, you and me both. Thanks, fellas.
All right,
Thank you.
Take care. That is Sean